We are live. Happy Feminine Fridays. Hi, Diane.
Hey, Laura. Welcome to the weekend. Here we are. It's
Uh,
the Christmas week, Hanukkah week, lots of holidays, lots of celebration.
And you know what today is? It's one of the shortest days of the year. Tomorrow's the solstice. And I wanted to honor that people might be feeling a little low energy, or, there's a lot of things that happen during this time of the year that, it's supposed to be about all this fun but the reality is not always that. And I pulled a card, and every week we are here on Feminine Fridays, and if you're here, we say hello to us. We're streaming, we can see your comments, so would love for you to let us know you're here. We pull every week from the Feminine Power Card deck, which is at femininepowercards.com, and I'm playing with the the tool here where I can show you different things. But and one thing I could have done, if I get more prepared at next time, we can actually put like images up and things. But I pulled a card, and it has to do with our topic today, happiness and gratitude. And I was thinking about how perfect that is for this time of year, for the holidays. Love your tree, by the way, Diane. That's
So fun.
great. And then, how to generate that if that's not the place you're in right now. So the card, drum roll please, is happiness is a state of infinite and enduring gratitude. Yeah, there you go. Happiness is a state of infinite and enduring gratitude. And as you know, we have a feminine power principle on one side, and on the back side, magically, is a practice, how to put that in place. And this one happens to be a star. And if you remember, we have a star, a smiley face, and a heart. The stars are something to do. So we're going to give you something to do today, and then we're going to talk about why is happiness a state of infinite and enduring gratitude. So look around your life and note what you love about it. Right? Heighten that feeling of enjoyment. Embrace this life as your dream life.
I love that.
So that is the practice. It's not always easy when you're not feeling happy and you don't want to look for things that are that you like in your life. But challenge yourself, right? Like, even if you are happy, what can bring you to that next level of happy? You do that kind of a practice at all?
I do. I think I love the action aspect of what you're talking about here. The whole idea of, gratitude leading to happiness, because I'm with you. I mean, you don't always, hit the ground running and going, I'm so happy today. Right. And, but and I had a restless night sleeping last night, which is rare for me, so maybe that is in conjunction with the solstice or things that are happening.
Yeah.
But I had my alarm set for like 5:15 this morning because I was going to a Pilates and a fit workout this morning. And when that alarm went off, I was just like, oh dear God, and these are supposed to improve things in my life, but it took everything about myself to be like, you know what, I am so grateful that I can move my body, that I can be healthy, that I can get up. And I had to just say these things as I was driving to class, because I could have very easily hit the button and just blown off my class and not go. But it's also, I put things in place like having a trainer or a class or people that are expecting me, right? So that it's not just independently me blowing off myself, which is not that good either. But, you want to enroll people in your happiness, right? It's not about them, but if you create environments and you create situations that you have other people, then you're putting it in action. And then there's that aspect of being grateful and gratitude. And, once you do those kind of things, you then afterwards, you always feel happy that you have done it, right? Because it's an accomplishment that you've done. So when we push through those things and we have those gratitude practices and we've got, our friends and support people around us, then it's so much easier to be in this place of grace and happiness because we've done the steps to get there.
Yeah. And there's some extra energy you have to put forth to get to that place, especially if you're not in it. But it's a choice. So you can step into it. You don't have to be like, oh, I have to be happy right now. No, you don't. But is there something you can be grateful for right now? Is there something that one little morsel of your life that is um, a little ray of sunshine?
Yeah.
Maybe you
So
can
Laura,
focus
do you
on
have
that.
practices around this?
So the what?
Do you have practices around this?
Well, anytime, this neighborhood up here sometimes is not always friendly. And the minute I recognize it, yeah, I'm going to go look for what can I be grateful for. And one of the practices that truly helped me get better at that is writing down at night. For me, it's at night. Some people like to do it in the morning. I like to do it at night. Kind of reflect back on my day, 5 things that I am grateful for. And it could be that I'm in bed right now, and I have a bed. I'm grateful I have a bed type of thing. It could be I'm grateful that I can breathe. I'm grateful that um, I created something that day. I thought of something that day. I took a shower that day. Whatever it is, and then I will sit with it, and I will keep writing. And sometimes I'll do more than 5 if I'm not feeling that gratitude yet. But it's really important for me to get to that feeling. Because
Yeah.
at first it's just words, right? And, I could say those kind of things, but you know what? I really am grateful I can breathe. It's really good to breathe. Breathing feels really good. So when you can get there, when I can get there anyway, um, it shifts something. Then I can see more things. I'm like, oh my God, not only can I breathe, but I can write, and I can think, and I can smile, and oh my gosh, there's like once you get into the feeling of one thing, then other things start opening up. So, I'm grateful that my nails are growing. I'm grateful that, I, I have teeth. I'm great, whatever it is, that I can bring my attention to, especially if I'm not in a good neighborhood up here, then everything shifts. And it's interesting. I noticed I was at a luncheon not too long ago, and I was being very positive as I was looking for the good in what other people were saying. I was being affirmative, and it was making me feel good that I was affirming other people. And I was looking around, other people were like, had like scrutiny faces on. I'm like, that's really interesting. Wonder what they're thinking. They may be very positive in their mindset, but I was like bringing my energy to my face, and it made it for a delightful lunch. So I do think we have choice in how we experience the world. Some people had an okay lunch. I had a great lunch at the same luncheon.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing when you set an intention and then you move towards it, how, you can have a whole room full of people and everyone has a different experience based on their intention and their actions and what they're shifting and doing. So I love that you're saying that because, it isn't automatic, right? It's a choice. It's something that we actually need to move towards. And you could feel like the worst ever. I mean, there could be a lot of things happening and you're right. There are, the holidays can trigger a lot of things for people and it's not necessarily a happy joyful time for them, but they can make it that, right? They can choose that no matter what's happening, it's like reach for that, like what's one thing that you can feel grateful for, that you can feel better on, and then just hold on to that feeling for dear life and then reach for the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, reach for it, look for it, hold that. I love the use of the word intention with gratitude, right? Like have an intention for your heart to be more full of love and appreciation. Appreciation, even if you get the silliest of gifts, like how could you be just grateful that somebody thought or spent money on you or didn't spend money of you, they took something from their house to give to you, it doesn't matter. Or they regifted something to you. I don't really care. Instead of saying, oh, they just regifted, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Even if it's something you're allergic to, you now have something you can regift. It's like there's always something to be grateful for in it. Or you can always find something wrong with it. But it's up to you if you want to have that happiness. You can
Right.
choose it by the way you react.
Yeah,
Just saying.
absolutely. And I think it's important to have things around you that, bring bring a smile to your face, and you talk about like when people like will write something or acknowledge something, and which, by the way, thank you for your holiday card. It was so beautiful to see the pictures of your trips and things that you were doing. And so one of the things that I like to do when I receive those is I take a photo of it, and I actually have a folder on my phone that are things that brings a smile to my face. And so I've got one called intentions. I've got one called happiness. And, it's one of those things, even as keepsakes, it's a way of having this virtual keepsake so that when the season's over and I don't keep those things, it's a way of still keeping that energy with me. And so it's like, what are these things? And sometimes I'll do it like if I just see the most beautiful flower that's out or something that just brings joy, I'll snap a picture of it and I'll put it in this album. So it are things that trigger and move me more into those happier feeling places.
I want to bring up something else I was just thinking about, and I love the idea of keeping like these happiness like albums, intentions. That's just a brilliant idea. I was just watching a live stream this morning, and it was with David. I think it's David Merman Scott. He's coming out with this book called Fanocracy, and he was talking about mirror neurons in our brain. If you want to feel connected and close to somebody, you want to be within 4 feet of their personal space, but that's in the real world. But you can do this online too, and that's what we're doing here. You and I are within 4 feet of the camera. And so it's like we're in your living room and we're getting to have this connection with you. So hopefully this is bringing you happiness. You can have some practices around happiness and being grateful by having a folder maybe of your favorite videos or your favorite channels, like Feminine Power Cards. Just saying. But that would make me happy because then we get to bring more happiness to people, more powerful things. But I just thought that when we have these things called mirror neurons, it's like and he was giving this example of when you bite into a lemon and it's all like sour and your face puckers, and right now you're probably thinking about a lemon and there's a little saliva going on in your mouth, right? That's because we are kind of got that mirror neuron effect going on. So being able to affect other people is great, and yourself. So if you want to be more positive, stay around more positive people, because those mirror neurons will get activated. And I think that was also happening to me at that luncheon. It was like I was focusing on the joy and the passion of the other people who were expressing themselves. And I was getting into that, and I was like, that's like great. I love what you're saying. And somebody made a joke, and somebody brought a gift, and it was just like, and somebody was talking about their work that was like, oh, that was really cool. So, having that close proximity with positivity is powerful, is another great practice or idea you can do. So,
right.
Rich, happiness is rich, and it's available.
Right. And, another thing around the social media, there's a lot of people where it can feel depressing looking at the social media, because of certain negativity that you'll hear come out, whether it's political or just, in general. And, we can really choose what we have in our social space, right? Just like we're choosing whose energy that we're reflecting. And so, you can, not click on like or watch those things, right? And just really focus on what are the channels or the avenues or the things that are really bringing you joy. And it's not from a Pollyanna where I'm not going to look at anything negative in the world, but really what you focus on expands. So why not spend those extra moments where you walk away from social media feeling uplifted, that you can go more into your life, that you can actually feel expanded in the things that you're doing. It's one of the things too, like like with my podcast. So, again, I'll put on here, I would love for you guys to check that out. I mean, one of the reasons, and Laura was one of my guests on there, is I have people who are ways that they've maybe felt disempowered in their life, but then they step into that power. And how are they doing that and what's going on? Because, we want to hear those stories of how people have moved through things. Not that it's easy and that we don't have challenges or things to happen, but what are the tools and skills and ways that they've done that? It's one of the reasons I've done that. So I'd love for you guys to check that out. You just go to Live Your Spa Life podcast, and just check out one, and see who in there uplifts you, and do that in all of your social media. Like those stories that inspire you, those are the ones that you want to share. Those are the ones you want to expand. And then you are part of making a positive change in the world because you're sharing those positive things.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you said that because I like to say go into social media and give a recommendation about it. Um, Go ahead and have what I call a love fest. If you don't find any positive stuff out there, put something positive out there. Think of something that would uplift other people. Talk about something you're passionate about. Go wish somebody happy birthday because I'm sure there's somebody who has a birthday today, right? Go congratulate somebody for having a great 2019 or let them know you admire them. I've always admired you so and so. Just wanted to drop a note here on your Facebook. Or even you could do it privately or publicly. It doesn't really matter, but you'll feel better. They'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe somebody's thinking about me today in that positive way." Why not? So I like to say go use social media to have a love fest and spread
Hmm.
that positive energy of love and connection and gratitude. Some people like to put up posts like questions, like, "So what are you grateful for today?" If you can't think of anything, maybe other people's gratitudes will help you. So I agree. Social media can be used for social good and for good in general and positive energy. And we need more people using it for that. So why not? Let's do it.
Definitely.
Let's do this.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
what a great way to come full circle with just the season, and in winter in general, just becoming more internal, and just looking at ways that you can bless other people in your life. That just being you guys just be the best version of you, and then that rubs off on other people, and that's something to be grateful for. That's something you can be intentional about, and I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy Hanukkah, and just whatever. If you don't formally, celebrate something, just choose to, right? Just choose to celebrate something. Like you just make your own holiday, whatever it is for you, so that you can come from that place of celebration. And that way, moving into the next year, you're coming from a great place.
Love that. And happy solstice. Know that for starting tomorrow on, well, tomorrow's the shortest day, but after that, it's getting longer days. So we're moving into a whole new energy. Celebrate and set an intention. Along with your celebrations, celebrate it.
Love it.
Celebrate, and along with your celebrations, celebrate your intentions or energize them. So enjoy. Next week is after Christmas. Wow, amazing. So, and then we're into the new year. It's amazing how fast and furious this has gone. I look
Yeah.
forward to more Feminine Fridays going forward.
Yeah.
Yay, enjoy in the meantime.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Mwah.